Hey there, welcome to Lean on Success, where process improvement is self improvement. My name is Ben. I'm a Lean Six Sigma Master Black Belt, and on this episode, we're talking about white belt. Now, I know you think I'm probably some type of martial artist. I don't kick people for a living, okay? We're talking about Lean Six Sigma white belt. We're going to demystify that for you. We're going to talk all about white belt, what it means, give you an introduction to what this Lean Six Sigma stuff is. We're going to do it in a few parts. I don't want to bore you to death, but we are going to kind of break it up and take our time here because I want to make sure that I break down these very important concepts and fundamentals of process improvement. So without further ado, let's get rolling with white belt. Okay, so let's do an introduction to Lean Six Sigma without further ado. We're going to break this in three parts, like I said. Part uno, we're going to talk about what is this CI thing. You may have heard that term thrown around a lot. What is CI? What is Lean Six Sigma? We're going to look at that, take a look at what that is. We're going to talk about roles and responsibilities for Lean Six Sigma practitioners. Now, in the next part, stay tuned for that video, we're going to talk about the history and fundamentals of Lean methodology. In the third and final series in our saga, we're going to talk about Six Sigma, its history and the method associated with that. All right, so we're going to take it one part at a time. Here we go. But what is CI? What are we talking about here? CI stands for continuous improvement. All right. Now, this is a generic term. It just means that it's a methodology that takes a structured approach to problem solving. Now, there are many different types of problem solving methodologies in the world, but the one that is most widely used and is most trusted by corporations and companies around the world is Lean Six Sigma, which is why we're going to make that the focus of our discussion today. So what the heck is Lean Six Sigma, right? You may have heard these terms thrown around a lot. Sounds like really fancy terms, really not that difficult to grasp. Let's break it down. So first, we need to understand that Lean Six Sigma is really kind of a combination of two different problem-solving methodologies that work in concert with each other. The first one is Lean methodology. So Lean methodology focuses on increasing customer value by removing waste in the process. When you're employing Lean concepts, you're focusing on making the process run more efficiently. You want the process to flow more smoothly, right? You want to you're looking to clean up the process. Now, Six Sigma has somewhat of a different focus, although it is very complementary. Six Sigma focuses on making the process conform to customer requirements by removing as much variation in the process output as possible. So where Lean really focuses on trying to make things more efficient, Six Sigma really looks at making things more effective. How consistently can we make the output run over a long period of time? So most of the time when you're looking at improving a process, you will first try to clean it up with Lean and then try to tighten it up with Six Sigma. That's the typical approach. Now, as we discussed, Lean Six Sigma is problem-solving methodology. So people only employ it when there's a problem. And problems in business usually arise when there's some type of undesirable business output. You get a customer complaint, you get a defective product, something is going wrong in the business that either is costing money or hurting your reputation to your customers. Now, these things happen and affect every business in a multitude of ways. But when that undesirable business output rears its ugly head, rarely it's due to ineffective employees. Employees sometimes get a disproportionate amount of the blame when things go wrong. But most of the time when something goes wrong, it's not because you have ineffective employees. A lot of time also your leadership gets beat up, but very rarely that is the culprit either in terms of business output. In fact, studies show that more than 85% of the time, your output is due to an ineffective process. The way that you produce your output is broken and needs to be fixed. This is why Lean Six Sigma projects don't focus on people. They focus on process. So let's talk a little bit before we kind of get into the nuts and bolts of what Lean is and what Six Sigma is. Well, let's talk a little bit about the different levels of a Lean Six Sigma practitioner and what the responsibilities or expectations of those would be. Now, we're here at white belt, right? You are here. Imagine you're one of those mall maps with the red dot that says you are here. White belt is for everybody in your company. It's should be spread far and wide. There's no barriers to entry. And white belt really focuses on supporting company culture with a basic understanding of continuous improvement in Lean Six Sigma. That is the primary learning objective for white belt, and that's what we're going to deliver through these set of videos. Now, beyond that, you have what's called yellow belt. That's the next level up. And yellow belt really focuses more on formal and informal leaders effectively leading change in their current roles. Now, sometimes this may have project work associated with it, sometimes not. I personally believe that Lean Six Sigma is a practice, and to become a practitioner, you have to practice at it. So typically, the yellow belts to certify will have a small scale project that they work over a few weeks to be able to utilize some of the more fundamental concepts within Lean Six Sigma. Now, beyond that, you have your green belts. Now, these are more or less your hired guns. These are your mercenaries, folks that you call in when you've got some of your heavier rocks that you need to move. And these are typically employees working in on a part-time basis or a full-time basis as a project employee, where they're working projects part-time or full-time. And they're going to be able to leverage the larger suite of your heavier Lean Six Sigma analysis tools and process controls, right? They're going to be able to kind of run the gamut and be able to pull out the full toolbox to do that. Beyond that, you have what's called black belt. And what's important to know is that green belt is something that you can achieve, but black belt is something you become. Right? This is almost always a full-time position where a person is working projects on a full-time basis, and they are typically working across the enterprise, right? So they may be doing cross-functional projects. They're doing multiple large projects at one time. The big rocks in your company, the high priorities, those are the black belts are the ones who work those. And then the highest level is going to be your master black belt. So these are your Mr. Miyagi's. These are the individuals in your enterprise that's going to be helping to grow and develop your yellow belts, your green belts, and your black belts. And they do that typically within a training program that is well aligned with the enterprise's strategy from a problem-solving standpoint. So those are kind of your respective roles and responsibilities within Lean Six Sigma. So that's it. Kept it nice and short and sweet for you today. So check out the next video where we're going to be talking about Lean in more detail. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video for more content. Thanks so much.